The Oscar for Best Actress in Comedy, Best Actress in Drama, Best Actress in Horror Film, Best Actress in the Worst Film Ever Made, Best Director and Best Screenplay goes to Patti Paris.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy. You like me. You really like me. Hello, gorgeous. All of it above. All of the above. Oh, my God. That's right. I won it all. Did you notice? Yeah. Best actress, best director, best screenplay. Come on. And isn't that our lives? Isn't that really our lives? We do all of it. We are all of it. We're writing our own script, we're directing our own action, and we're starring in our own film. And it stars us. So what are you writing these days? What are you writing these days? Are you writing drama? Are you writing a tragedy? Are you writing horror? Yeah. Are you writing melodrama? They stink. You don't want those. Are you writing a musical? Right? Maybe you're writing a musical. Oh my. A love story. Oh, maybe we'll write a love story. Are you writing, I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. You're writing your own story. So, the thing is, we believe that God is all there is. That is core concept one, that God is all there is. Spirit is all. Whether it is in form or out of form, there's only one energy. You can talk to the physicists. You don't have to talk to the theologists, and they'll tell you energy. Energy drives the universe. That's all there is energy. Whether it's in form or out of form, energy always has been, always will be, always was. Energy never leaves. There's never any more of it, any less of it. It's always going to be the same amount of energy all the time. It just changes form. Well, we say the same thing about God. We're on the same page. Maybe we're just using different words. God always has been, always will be. Ever present. There's only one energy. We call it spirit. And spirit is at work in the physical world. It is constantly inhabiting form and abandoning form. Spirit is forever creating in our lives. This is principle. This is the divine creative principle. God is triune in nature. We always talk about that. Spirit, soul, and body. It is three aspects of God. Not three gods, not three different things, but three aspects, very much the way, you can be a dad and a husband and a father and an uncle, and, they're aspects. So God has three aspects, spirit, soul, and body. It's always there all the time, and it creates all the time. It creates outpicturings in the physical world all the time. We are part of that divine creation. Spirit saw fit to create humans. Spirit saw fit to inhabit itself as living beings on the planet. We are that. So the truth of us is that spirit is inhabiting a body. Spirit is living our life through us, as us. God is all there is. So all of those qualities of God exist through us and as us into the world. And so we co-create very much the way God creates. We allow love to point the way, and law makes the way possible. We are the outpicturing of the divine life, and we co-create the same way, since there is no separation between the Creator and its creation. We are using the same divine creative process that Spirit uses. We're using it all the time. You have used it your whole life, whether or not you knew it. Every event, every circumstance, every condition in our lives is the outpicturing of our inner predominant thoughts. We are always living the outpicturing of those predominant thoughts energized by our feelings and our emotions. We are forever attracting or repelling conditions in our lives based on our predominant thoughts backed by those emotions. And this is the story of Job. Job 3:25, for the thing which I greatly feared has come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. He was dwelling in fear, and fear of losing things, fear of losing his condition in life, fear of losing his status, fear of losing his children. And so he lost everything. Why? Because that's where his consciousness was. His consciousness was in fear of losing, fear of lack, fear of grief, of disaster. He created the very situation that he feared most because that's where all his energy was going. That's where all his attention was going. That's all he could think about. We attract or we repel things into our conscious experience because we dwell in them. Because we dwell in them. Because we fear them into existence or we love them into existence. That's what we do. So, going back to my award-winning presentation. I won for Best Actress in a Comedy, in a drama, in a horror film. What else? In the worst film ever written, I think. Wasn't that the Razzie Award, right? I guess I won that one too. And isn't that our life? Isn't that our life, really? Part drama, part comedy, part horror. Some parts of it are melodrama. Some of it is musical and on and on. I mean, we have all of it. We write it all into being. As a physical body, I am an outpicturing of an idea that God had. The body is part of that triune nature of spirit, soul, body. The body is the manifestation, the thing that is created at the physical level. So the body, my body, the actor, is the thing that goes around experiencing the events of our lives. We experience what the script writer wrote, what the director is directing. The body is going around experiencing all of it. All the world's a stage and we are players, right? Our physical body is doing the work. That has been co-created for us. And as the actor in my own life, I get to experience the direct results, the direct effects of my predominant thoughts. My life is the manifestation of my predominant thinking. Goes back to our tagline in New Thought. Change your thinking, change your life. Change your thinking, change your life. When our predominant thoughts move from thoughts of lack and fear and limitation to thoughts of abundance, to thoughts of love and joy and harmony and peace, we will begin to notice shifts in our lives, moving in that direction. And that's my Best Director Award. That's what I got that for. Directing the law. That's what we do in our lives. So we're actors, but we're also the directors. I direct the law to act in my life. I make personal use of an impersonal principle. Ernest Holmes said that there is love and law, that love points the way. Our desires, our hopes, our intentions that we set so powerfully. And law makes the way happen. It is a subjective mind. Law doesn't question what is put into it. It doesn't say, well, I don't know if you're worth it. Did you work hard enough to get it? Maybe not. Law doesn't do any of that. It simply goes to work. It is a servant of the word. It is an impersonal aspect of the divine creative process. So I take a quality of God like beauty or joy or harmony, and I make it my own. I personalize this ideal quality of God. I make it my own. I personalize it, and I put it into action into my world. And law creates something that reflects back at me that quality of God. So as the director, I am always directing the law to act. I am always directing the action. I am inspiring the actor to do something. I'm inspiring the actor in me to experience something. As the director in my own life, I can inspire the actor in me through fear or through love. It can be a direction of the heart, or it can be a direction of the soul. It can be a direction of the ego. It's my place to put the actor in that situation. And then I can wind up going to hell or heaven based on the direction, right? It can go totally off the rails, or it could be bliss. And I can yell cut at any time. It's my life. When it's all going wrong, I can yell cut. And I get to go back to principle. I get to go back to principle. I get to go back to prayer. I get to see, hey, this is not working out the way I wanted to. What do? I go back to prayer. I go back to prayer. So the director in me is seeking that soul experience. The director in me is wanting to put me in places where I can experience more of life, experience all that life has to give. And the actor in me is doing my part, performing my role. And all of it is a product of the script writer. I think I won that award too, didn't I? Yes. I believe I did. I won the award for script writing also. Of course I did. It's my life. Who else is writing it, right? So my life contains a little drama, a little, rom-com, a little, what else? Horror. Just a little pinch of that. I don't want too much of that. Loss, grief, success, joy, the heights of bliss, the depths of despair, all of it. All of it. I'm writing all of it into my life because my soul is craving experience. My soul isn't judging, oh, more of this, less of that. I want only good stuff, not bad stuff. We don't come to a teaching like this and believe, oh, now I'm in religious science, nothing bad will ever happen to me again. That'd be nice. We come to a teaching like this and we realize all of it has value. All of it has value. And we co-create all of it, the script writer in us. We're co-creating all of it all the time, even the stuff we may be unaware of. Even the pages I'm given at the last minute, those rotten rewrites? Those 2 or 3 pages you get at the last minute and you look and you go, whoa, 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 wait a minute, divorce? Who wrote this? What do you mean I'm getting divorced? No, I didn't put that in there. What, are you kidding me? Flip another couple of pages. Cancer? Oh, no, I didn't put this in. Who's writing this stuff? Or heart disease. Or what do you mean I got laid off from my job? I've been in that job 15 years. Where is this stuff coming from? Who's writing this crap? Sometimes we get rewrites at the last minute, and we have no idea where they're coming from. We don't know where the storyline is, where it came from, or where it's going. We're given it, and we're just said, here, play this out. Play this out. Now, our higher self, that part within us that knows it's pure spirit, this is the part of us that's co-creating. This is the part that's doing the writing. This is the script writer in us, is our higher self. And the actors are probably on a need-to-know basis. And apparently we don't need to know a lot of the time because, a lot of this stuff is a surprise for us. It reminds me of the late actor. Do you remember Leslie Nielsen? Great actor. And in his early years, let's say, oh my gosh, over the course of his career, he must have starred in 100 films. And he was in over 1,500 TV productions. And in the beginning of his career, he so wanted to be taken seriously as a dramatic actor. He quite fancied himself another Laurence Olivier. He really wanted that. And it was not until he was cast in the comedy movie Airplane that became the turning point of his career. That's when he skyrocketed to fame and fortune. And in fact, one of the reviewers wrote about his performance, calling him the Olivier of spoofs. And so you see, he got what he wanted, even though he didn't really think that that's what he wanted. And he loved his comedies, and he loved his spoofs, and he thought he wanted to be considered a serious, dramatic actor, but his greatest gift to the world was his delivery of deadpan humor. That was his greatest gift. And so he thought he was going one way in his career, and it turns out he got handed a rewrite. I mean, literally, right? He got handed a new script, and it changed his entire life. It changed his entire life, and he went on to give his greatest contributions, his greatest accomplishments. And that is the way it is with us. Sometimes we don't know where the rewrite comes in. We don't know why. We don't know what it's for. We don't know why we got it handed to us. We haven't a clue. Something we didn't expect. A lot of times our life outpictures the way we intended to. We do prayer, we do meditation, we set our intentions into the law, and we get things manifest, and that's great. Sometimes we get things handed to us that we don't think we intended. We get a rewrite handed to us we didn't expect. And that's part of living in wholeness too. That's part of living in wholeness too, because it requires that we experience all of life. Even the things we don't think we would have written ourselves. Even the stuff that we get handed to, these last-minute rewrites. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's all of it. Sure, we want to write our own lives, and we are co-creating with Spirit, and we would want to put all the good stuff in, all the springs and summers, all the puppy dog tails and rainbows. But we grow through the challenges also, and we learn through the challenges also. We get stuff out of the good, the bad, and the ugly always. And maybe we wouldn't have written it ourselves if we had the consciousness, but we really are co-creating it every minute of every day. And we get to use every experience that we have for the good. We get to use it. You know, and it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me that how we even survive some of our life experiences. You know, it is difficult to stand here and say, you know, all of your good, you know, all of your life, all the experiences that you had were for your good. Because some people have terrible experiences. Some people survive tragedies and torture and abuse and things that you just wouldn't think that anybody could survive. And we do, and we survive them. And it almost sounds trivial for me to stand up here and say, oh, you know, but it was all for the good. It was all for the good. But what I'm saying is we come away with something. There is a gift in it. There is something we learn. We come away with. We survive something horrific. And, you know, it gifts us with something, even if it's to know survival skills that we never thought we had, or even if it means coping mechanisms we learn that we never thought we were able to, or ways to overcome our past so that maybe we can guide others from the same darkness that we came from. Regardless of what happens to us, there is good that we come away with. There is something to take away from every experience that we have. We transcend our challenges. We transcend our circumstances, and we do come away with something of value for ourselves, for our lives, to live a greater life as Spirit. And perhaps we come away with something of value for others to find a way also by our experience. We get to use all of it. We get to use all of it, all of our life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we get to use it all for the good. And if not in the moment, then it's the gift that we take with us as we move on. And then we get to be a light for others. We get to be that in our lives. And we don't have to be whole and, well, we don't have to feel whole. We're always whole, perfect, and complete. We're spirit informed. But we don't have to feel that we're spiritually elevated than anybody else, or that we're done, or that we're perfect in order to be that light for other people. Because we're all in process. We don't have to feel like we're all perfectly healed in order to facilitate healing in others. Or else no work would ever get done. You know, we can be the light for others just being alive and just doing what we do and just having gone through what we went through. We can be a light for others to light the way. Ernest Holmes said, in his book, It's Up to You, the 36th edition, not the 61. They're two different books. It's weird. I don't know why. But anyway, in the 1936 edition, Ernest Holmes wrote, and you ask, are you good enough to bring out this truth in your life and in the lives of others? If by goodness you mean the state of being which some people think they attain by sacrifice and long suffering, an imagined condition of perfection to which they have grown by refraining from the untoward experience, then I should say that goodness, such goodness, has nothing to do with your equipment as a life practitioner. A life practitioner of truth. He goes on to say, you would not refuse to enjoy the sunshine just because you swore a bit yesterday. He knows me. You wouldn't close every opening in your room so that fresh air could not penetrate just because you felt wicked by missing church last week. You see, we don't have to be at that ideal state in order to do the work in the world. We're here already. We're spirits in form already. You're here to do the work, to do it exactly the way you do it. Uniquely, individually, like you. We don't have to reach some science of mind, ideal state of perfection in order to hold the light for others. We just keep walking through it. And we live our lives and we learn from them and we get these tools when we use them for ourselves and then for others. But you know, it takes a lot of work to get through sometimes. It takes a lot of commitment to do the work sometimes. It takes commitment to move from the state of victimhood to the state of knowing you're a co-creator. You're always co-creating. But when we're unaware of it, we think we're victims. So it takes a lot of commitment to move from that state of victimhood to that state of conscious co-creating with Spirit. It takes a lot of responsibility to move from the state of victimhood to the state of consciously co-creating. But that's the place where we transform. That's the place requires we take responsibility for our lives. And you know, this is the double-edged sword in our teaching. It is empowering. It is so freeing. Oh my God, I have control over my own experience of my own life. Isn't that fabulous? I am so excited. I have responsibility. Oh crap, I'm responsible. You know, it's like, look at this mess of a life behind me. I'm responsible for that? Is that what you're going to tell me now? Oh God, I co-created that mess. You know, it's the gift of awakening though. Because what we're in denial of, we cannot change. We're still just at the effect of what we take responsibility for, we can transform. What we take responsibility for, we can transform. So we walk through the stuff we created, whatever it is, you know? Whatever it is. We created it with our intentions, whether consciously or unconsciously. You know, we created the stuff because we weren't thinking about it. We created the stuff of our lives because we were busy people-pleasing. How many did that, right? You know, like, everybody into people-pleasing? Anybody into, like, setting your own agendas aside so you can, you know, be liked? Okay. How many of us started out picturing our lives based from fear? From not wanting to be like somebody. Who knows, you know? I'm going to just grow up and I'm going to be the exact opposite of them because I don't like them. You know, lots of people grow up and they just turn away from a parent that they didn't resonate with, you know? So their life is not so much about being who they want to be. It's just, they're just making a life so that they're not who they don't want to be. So we make decisions out of all kinds of reasons. We set intentions from all kinds of levels of emotions that may or not be our highest and best thought about ourselves. We may be setting our intentions out of fear or out of the insecurity that we're not good enough to direct the law to go to work on our behalf. We're not healed enough. I'll do that when I'm better. You know? I'll start working on my life when I'm better. When I'm more healed. If there's only now, all we have is now. All we have is now. So we start going to work in our lives. We start putting our word into the law whether or not we feel healed enough to do it, whether or not we feel whole enough to do it. We do it anyway. We start putting our word into the law based on our wants and our desires, our intentions, what moves us, what inspires us, what we're passionate about. We start demanding the law move in the direction of our passion, our bliss, and it does, and it does. Our passion and our purpose starts showing up in different ways in our lives. Our lives begin to transform in little tiny different ways. Things start showing up differently. We become empowered. We start writing a better story. We go from that Ed Wood stuff, to like the real Academy Award stuff, We start writing at a higher level. And here it is important to stay awake, to stay aware, to remain conscious of what it is. What are we writing? What are we acting? Where are we directing ourselves? If we're going to stay in wholeness, we're going to speak our word, then we get to take what comes, come what may. Take what comes, come what may. And it may not be what we think it is. It may not show up exactly the way we think it ought to. It may show up a little differently, and that's okay. As the main actor, we stay awake, and we question our role as the actor, don't we? Don't we go back to the director and go, I'm not feeling it, It's like, I know you sent me on that job interview, but I'm just not feeling it. What's my motivation here, We go back. We go back with questions. What is my purpose here? We question who we're sharing the scene with. Don't you question who you're sharing your scenes with? Oh, yeah. What is he doing here, Oh, my God, who called him onto this set? We question the heroes. We're the hero. We question the villains. We question the comic relief. You have comic relief in your life too, right? You know that person that always shows up? Usually with a bottle of tequila. Well, never. As the director, we're constantly pushing the actor. We're pushing them. We're motivating them. We're inspiring them. As the director, we have to know, are we directing them through fear? If you don't get this right, you know what's going to happen. Are we directing them through love? Are we directing them through ego? How are we directing our own actor? The director is the one that's going to set that tone. So where is the director getting its info from? Where is the director going with this scene? Oh, yeah, You want your director to be directing so that it's a soul experience. This is what you're looking for, You're looking for the director to be directing the soul level instead of the ego. The director is not there to keep you safe. The director is there to allow you to experience all that life has in its mind for you. And as script writer, we have to stay awake and conscious as script writer because we're the ones co-creating with Spirit. That script writer in us, the one that's setting the stage. Where is this going to take place? What's the setting? That script writer is in constant contact because it's the higher self of us. And that's why sometimes it outpictures beneath our level of awareness. It's our higher self. So that's the one that keeps getting the rewrites. Get those rewrites directly from God, no matter what it looks like, whether or not it surprises us. So it is good for the script writer to be clear. Is this a comedy? Is our lives going to be a comedy? Is our life going to be a tragedy? A drama? Is it going to be an action-adventure film? The script writer is co-creating. That part of you, that higher self within you, is working hand in hand with the creator. You notice this whole talk, I never spoke about the producer. The producer is the one who supplies everything that we need for our production. The producer is Spirit. The producer simply provides the materials, life itself, energy. The producer provides everything that we need to live our life. God is all there is. Everything creates in the field of all God. There is no producer. There is no God. There is no energy. There is no life. No, I'm not done yet. If anything, the scriptwriter keeps going back to the director and to the producer and saying, thank you, that's our job. Keep going back to the producer and saying, thank you. Oh my God, I'm running out of time. I have to go. Really, honestly, thank you so much. I just really like it. Good, bad, and ugly. Take all of it.